Had to hurry up and get. Oh, hold on. I'll go.
A Horrible Family episode 106,
Hmm?
169? I don't know.
Oh my
No.
God. You gotta be on top of it, boy.
Oh, Lord. You're gonna have to get a piece of paper and write the episodes down.
What,
171.
171. So what will tomorrow be? Yes.
Man, y'all see that firefighter stuff and
Okay. See you. What you doing?
driving? Just got in my car from
Oh,
boxing.
oh, the firefighter ambush.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was young.
20.
What the hell wrong with these kids? I blame
But then
Fortnite.
they were saying that I think when some of the response people like firemen and police officers when they arrived, they were saying it was gunfire coming from two different directions. So they were saying that it was supposedly another shooter.
Oh,
See, this is what I was thinking. Why would he kill himself or unalive himself?
they do
Mhm.
dumb things. I'm just
They
saying.
found him.
And then he unalived himself?
No, they found him unalive.
He probably had a
Yeah.
teammate. Look, a
That's what
He
I'm
teammate.
thinking.
Like they playing Fortnite. He had a teammate.
I'm
Oh,
thinking it was
Lord.
more than one.
That I'm telling you, they said it was gunfire coming from two different directions. So, but they never found a second shooter,
Why would he unalive his teammate though? Like that's crazy.
What do you
and they
mean?
never came
Put
out
the
and
blame
said
on him.
self inflicted
Uh,
or whatever. Yeah,
I don't want no teammates like him. That's crazy. Going it together and then you unalive me because
Well, that's
why would
not what they saying on the news. They saying it's just this one guy.
they're
I
not
think
gonna
that's because that's the only one they caught. But I just listened to it, and they were saying that they were saying gunfire was coming from two different directions. So I think they just focused on him and didn't even focus on nobody else.
they need to focus on somebody else. You know, mess around and do it again.
They didn't. So now, if it was somebody else, it's gonna probably be hard for them to get any clues and evidence on them. I don't know if it was cameras around because wasn't they in a wooded area or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Oh yeah.
were.
Mm-hmm. He probably went all through them backwoods and mountains and stuff. If it was somebody else.
That's
Oh.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit back and plot stuff like that is just crazy to me.
And then they had the it was a fire. Who was it a fireman or a police officer? Anyway, they was talking about when they was calling, I guess for backup, said that the fire was intentionally set and it was set to draw us in. You can hear them on the recording
Yeah,
saying
you
that.
can hear it on the radio.
I said that is crazy.
So many other people you can unalive. Why choose firefighters or police? You know,
Okay, y'all, what y'all think about Diddy?
I'm gonna say guilty.
Y'all need to do that the paper with the jurors gotta mark their stuff on. I put it in the WhatsApp app.
I feel it.
It's a it's like I guess they're a little the paper where they log whether they think he guilty on the different charges.
But they say he only has to be found guilty on a couple, right? For it to
What you
be
mean?
for it to be considered. They only need a couple. All of them don't have to come back guilty. Like long as it's a couple of the ones that are listed, then he should be able to be found guilty.
Well, if they find them, well, see, that's
That's
gonna be
why I
the
said.
thing.
That's why I said if it's not all of them and it's just a couple and that just then yeah he's definitely going to be convicted.
Because
But
it say
everybody
on here,
rich
how
and
do you
famous should be
find
convicted.
count
No.
count one is racketeering and conspiracy? How do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty? And then it says, if and only if you find the defendant guilty of count one, which types of racketeering acts do you unanimously find were involved in the offense? Acts of involving kidnapping. I don't know how that can be because they dropped the kidnapping charge.
They didn't
Acts
drop
of
any of the
acts
charges.
involving. I don't know if this is old before they dropped the charges or what,
They
but it
didn't
says
drop any of them.
acts involving arson, acts involving bribery, acts involving witness tampering, acts involving forced labor, acts involving sex trafficking, acts involving transportation for the purposes of prostitution, and acts involving drug distribution. Now, the drug distribution, I don't know. I don't think they're going to find him guilty on that because that was one of the jurors' questions. They were like, so is he get drugs and the people want them and they're buying them for like a party or whatever, how is that considered
I
distribution?
think
So that
distribution would
tells you right there they already looking sideways at that one.
I think
'Cause
the distribution would be if he's like selling it to people, but I don't know
Mhm.
if that's what they consider, like if they consider passing it out or just selling it.
Yeah,
But
so I
people are
think that's going to be hard to prove.
a lot of people are willingly taking it, but then they have those few people that were saying they drank something and then they just went out of it. Like I
And see,
didn't buy
but that's still not trafficking to me. There's a charge for drugging people, but that's
yeah.
not trafficking. He not walking around with bag kilos and stuff and transporting them and he's just dispersing them at his parties and stuff. And then
Everybody's
it says, if and only if you find the defendant guilty of count one, did the pattern of racketeering activities include sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura?
just
If and
her.
only if, Cassie, if and only if you find the defendant guilty of count one, did the pattern of racketeering activity include sex trafficking of Jane?
Who is Jane?
I think there was that other girl that got on the stand that said she sometimes booked parties by herself because she didn't want him with nobody else.
Oh, Gina.
I think that's her. I
I
think
don't
that was
know.
just her.
I think he go end up getting off. He might
Yeah,
get put on probation.
yeah.
Somebody to be honest.
But they asking questions though, and then at juror number 25, they said whoever that juror is, that she won't follow instructions. They not following the judge's instructions.
She paid. If they paid me, I would vote. I wouldn't agree with them
But the
either.
thing I'm gonna tell you, but the thing is, half the time when them people are on that jury, and before we go to deliberations, half them people, if not all of them, then already made up their mind.
Yeah, that is true.
They didn't already made up their mind. So I wonder, does that have something to do with them not following instructions? Because I know when that one I was on, when we first got in there, we was like, okay, without talking, we gonna vote as is just to get an idea of where everything stands. And then after we did that, that's when they opened it up and we started talking about the case. But I mean, it was even people on that trial that I was on saying that they knew from like day two he was guilty, and we were like, "What? You're supposed to have like an open mind and look unless they do like interviews and they have members of the jury on there. But other than that, they ain't gonna see these people no more. And they are not. But yep, so jury 25, that person may be some issues. And I know they were saying too today that the defense, some people were saying that the defense should motion for a mistrial, seeing that 25, it's not willing to follow instructions and stuff.
They will. That's what they pay her to do. Give you $1 million. I'll be in there not following directions either.
Oh Lord. But yeah, that's crazy.
I wonder how many days they're going to deliberate. I wonder how many days they're going to deliberate.
I know. But I guarantee you some people are in there saying, oh, let's get this over with. The 4th is coming up. We need to wrap this up.
Yeah, they need to go back to work. You only get paid a fraction of your income. We've been doing this for a month. I got to pay rent. And here comes Diddy assistance. Don't worry about that. We'll pay you $100,000. Make it a mistrial. And I'll be taking that $100,000. I hate when these damn strawberries do this. Are y'all still there? Am I frozen? Everybody's on mute.
We still here.
How you gonna say, "Are you frozen?" and not move?
I know. I went on mute.
I'm trying, y'all. This strawberry is an older strawberry, but I'm just making them so I can take pictures real quick. And it keeps sliding around the skewer.
Oh.
And I need to not do that. I need to stick it with another one. But yeah, it keeps sliding around.
Hey, if y'all are driving like through different states, how can you tell you on the black side of town? You driving through the black portion of the town. How can you tell?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing. Hood stores.
Y'all just say a hood store.
$20.
The Baptist churches.
Right. You see your street name, Martin Luther King, on the street raggedy.
Martin Luther King is in the hood. So sad.
Yep.
How they do us.
Yep, the Baptist churches, Martin Luther King Street, the hood stores.
Martin Luther King turned back into Cincinnati as soon as you hit downtown. Why we can't have the whole street? Why you gotta turn it back to Cincinnati?
Yep.
That's how they do us.
So how long y'all think the jury gonna be out? Y'all think they're gonna be out for the rest of this week?
No, I think maybe Thursday. Because Thursday is are the courts and stuff closed Thursday? Because we get off half a day.
I'm
not sure.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be done before the 4th.
I don't either. I would say maybe.
No, I think it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility. It could be because it's just Monday. I mean, I don't know what all they got to talk about other than him being that. And the videos and stuff. I mean, I wonder where they stand at now. Like, how many is guilty, how many is not guilty? That's gonna be the thing. Because if it's like, say, 10 guilty and 12 on the jury? I think it's 12.
Yeah,
I think it's 12. If it's 10 guilty, 2 not guilty, only thing they got to do, they just got to word them 2 down to make them flip.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, when they get to getting ready to go home, and they going to flip.
Right.
especially if it's only one or two people or whatever. They're gonna start flipping.
Do they keep them sequestered like during the holiday? Like if they don't reach a verdict, they still got to stay away from their family?
I don't think that jury is sequestered. I don't think because they haven't said that they were. Usually they'll say that the jury is sequestered or whatever, but they haven't. And they'll sometimes put them all in like a hotel and have them sequestered, on a certain floor. But I haven't heard them say that they were sequestered. So, mm, 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 mm. I don't
Mhm.
know. It may not take that long, though. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be a mistrial or guilty. Probably most likely a mistrial though, to be honest. But if I were there and I wasn't getting paid, I would vote guilty.
Guilty.
What?
Guilty.
Yeah. I just don't see his life like ever being the same.
I tell if I was him, I
His
would get
celebrity life.
put me on the damn island with the rest of my millions and bring Gina because she down with the shit.
It may not be the same as far as sponsors and stuff. They may kind of shade them away from like award shows and stuff, but I think it'll eventually kind of die down.
I don't think
Uh,
he's invited to nothing for a while though.
yeah, but it'll eventually kind of like die down, and he'll eventually kind of creep back in. But he need to stay away from them freak offs.
Just get Gina. She ain't gonna. Gina is with it. She gonna. All you gotta do is show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I went to that pharmacy school program thing, and
Mm-hmm.
after like they talked about it too.
You cut out, Kia.
Yeah, Kia, you cut out. Is she talking? Kia, you talking?
I think so, but we can't hear her for some reason. I need to switch this to a thing. It's too deep.
Can you
Kia,
hear
are
me
you
now?
talking?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, now we
Okay.
can.
I went to that pharmacy school virtual meeting or whatever, and like it sounded very interesting until they got to the part of the tuition.
Oh.
How much is it?
177,000.
Oh damn.
Like
170. That's crazy.
177. I'm like, nah, I'll just be a drug dealer.
Crazy. For that and the way,
Wow.
girl, that's a lot.
Yeah. Like I would never pay that back. I would never be able to pay that back.
You probably would. It'd be like 4 or 5 years, but you have to live off of Jackson's income and just save all your money.
Still looking like no.
You got this.
No. Mm-mm.
Get a job at Walgreens. Well, you ain't got time to be doing all that right now. I'm about to say they have a program. You have to go to school for a minute.
Hmm.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot.
100 and how much? 60, 70,000?
177,000.
That's crazy. For
Mm-hmm.
tuition. They scamming. It ain't that expensive. They got scamming. I gotta get it.
They say everything is
Mm-mm.
included. Like,
Mm-mm.
oh, okay, everything is included. That's good, but I ain't paying no 177,000.
What do they
Yeah.
everything's included? Like, is that housing and food for them? Like,
No, no, the books are included.
that's crazy. Everything's included. I can't pay rent if
Mm.
I'm paying this. Y'all gonna pay for that?
Right. Mm. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna have to mask this one up.
Mm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. Maybe 40.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, cool, 30, 40,000.
Yeah.
Okay, that's understandable. But geek, 177.
Yeah, they trying.
Mm-hmm.
You lost me.
Nope,
You
right.
lost me.
I can do that. I can.
Yeah.
Y'all
That's
have
like
fun.
that's like doctors student loans.
Mm-hmm.
I would be a doctor of pharmacy.
Oh, okay. So you get your doctor.
Oh. Mm. Yeah,
Doing
that's
that
right.
right there.
That is crazy. So I guess we'll be on Diddy watch tomorrow too.
Did
I
you
guess
guys get
Tyler Perry gonna be next.
What'd you say?
I said I guess Tyler Perry gonna be next.
who gonna be there?
Tyler Perry. Uh, some man is already suing him for I think 260 million.
Yeah, they tripping. They tripping. I need to say somebody be assaulting me.
260 million.
For what? Laying in the bed with him?
He said sexual harassment.
What the hell? People get sexually harassed every day. Ain't nobody suing nobody for damn
But I
200.
mean, just like that comedian Shula Key, when me and Ezel was listening to it, I think it was one day last week, he was like, now, if you take your butt to his house
Right.
and you over there,
And you get in his bed.
and he was like, and from where I'm from, grown men don't have sleepovers.
Right.
I'm just like, just be honest. Don't be trying to just get a money bag. I mean, that's just crazy.
People
Be
ain't got.
fine with it, and then all of a sudden, when the stuff probably change up, your privileges get cut off, or whatever the case may be, then you want to sue.
Right.
So,
Stick another one in this one.
but I'm like, no charges on them though. You just suing for money,
Yeah, just a civil lawsuit.
and so where he can continue to do it to other people if he's doing it.
He don't care as long as he get his money.
Mm-hmm. I said 260 million. Goodness.
I need to be sexually harassed too. I take 10 million. Hell, give me one and I'll be good.
No, not one.
I'm, I'm dead serious.
Look, I just
At
need a
least
celebrity
five,
just to walk
maybe
by me.
seven.
Then you can turn around and be like, "Did you touch me?"
Right. Just grab my ass. I'm sexual assault.
Did y'all see that Ryan Kohlberger guy?
Who is that? What is he doing?
All right, who's he? He was he.
That dude that unalived them four college kids in like
Oh yeah,
Idaho
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. He struck a plea deal.
What he?
Uh-huh. And two of
He
the
struck a plea
families
deal,
didn't want a plea deal.
and they pissed.
What did
Mm-hmm.
he get
Life without parole. They
They're
took
gonna
the death
plead
penalty
to
off the
all
table.
four counts.
Yeah,
Dang.
I wonder why he did that, y'all. Did he ever? I don't think he's ever spoken out or anything.
he hasn't.
Like, what would make you do some
I
shit?
think he probably was watching them, or one or two of the girls he was probably watching and infatuated with or whatever. And it ain't no telling if he's actually messed or done something with other females in that neighborhood, but I think he was watching them.
That's crazy. That's just sad. Just be living your
Yeah.
life not knowing, or you got somebody stalking you, coming in to kill you for no damn reason. You don't even know who they are.
Mm-mm. Nope. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh." But yeah, that one family, they actually put out some posts and stuff about it that they wasn't happy. So yeah, heard about him. And he hurried up and did it because wasn't his when was his trial supposed to start? I can't
I don't know,
remember.
but he did it last minute, I heard.
Yeah. Let me see.
I was thinking, hasn't this been going on for years? Haven't they been waiting on this for years?
It happened in 2022.
Time go by
It,
so
it's
fast.
it's scheduled. The trial was scheduled for August 2025. So yeah, because they said his lawyers had been fighting tooth and nail to delay his trial, which has been scheduled for August 2025, while arguing about the possibility of other suspects.
What the hell?
And then it just says Ryan Kohlberger has now accepted a plea deal that entails him pleading guilty to the murders and to a burglary charge.
I just feel so bad because these are kids in college. It just sucks, especially for them not to know him, not to have probably ever done anything, anything to him. It just scares me that they don't know him at all. Like,
Mm-mm.
to make
Mm-mm.
complete strangers.
And
But I
then it
think,
says he is scheduled to change his plea in the court on Wednesday, July the 2nd.
yeah, I think he was watching one of them girls.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely sad. People are sick. This world is sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's terrible. But that's the system.
And that's life too. Shit. He definitely got
But I
the
think they were saying too that I think all of the jurors too had to agree on the death penalty. So
yeah,
if one of them didn't agree to it, then it was gonna be life in prison anyway.
they would have all agreed.
So that's why they were saying this one legal analyst was just saying that was probably the way the prosecutors looked at it.
They
Because
would have
you
all
probably ain't gonna get every juror that says yes to the death penalty.
would have.
So
Don't they
mhm.
jurors before they select them?
That don't mean they ain't gonna pick them. Because I tried to get off the jury that I was on, and every question that they asked me, when they asked me, did I believe? Yes, I do. And then they asked me, did you have you ever had anyone in your family brutally murdered? I said, yes, I do. I did. And then they were like, did they ever catch him? No. And then, but it was like the defense and the prosecutors asking questions. So I didn't think I was going to get picked. I surely didn't think the defense attorney was going to pick me with me saying, yes, I believe in that. But they picked me anyway.
They should ask you, what would you do if you found out who did it? I would unalive them. Not
Because I
mentally
was
all.
like, I know I'm not gonna get picked. I'm not gonna get picked. I'm not gonna get picked, and I got picked. And I think the prosecutors picked me based on the way I was answering the
They're like, oh,
questions.
fry them.
They'd be like, "Oh yes, she's actually gonna. That's gonna be a guilty verdict vote right there. Yes, she's gonna say guilty."
Definitely guilty. I don't even know
And
what he
I
did.
did.
Hey,
And look,
Herschel.
and I didn't. I didn't even vote guilty. But yeah, but that's what they said. It has to be all 12 to say the death penalty. So.
Yeah, it does. I know that from watching my little crime stuff. The little true crime.
Yeah. Mm.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
So
Huh?
do y'all believe that every citizen deserves the due process?
Not if you're actually just red-handed guilty. Why are we wasting our money? Like, we got you on video. What the hell? I mean, due process.
Mhm.
Throw them in a
What
cell.
about when the illegals come over? Do they deserve due process?
I think yes. I mean, because they're honestly, it's not like, well, if they're coming over here and committing crimes, that's totally different. But a lot of people really are coming over here to make better lives, and this is what I don't like about our current president or the 1%. Half of y'all ancestors migrated here for a better life. So how can you
Right.
deprive someone else of that same desire to have better? Like, people that are coming over committing crime, no, deport their ass back. But when you have citizens that are contributing to society and they're running from drug cartels and stuff like that, what, like, that's the same thing. Irish people came over. It just makes no sense to me that they can really be like, oh yeah, we're deport them all. Like, we deport your ass because you shouldn't be here
Okay.
either.
Hmm.
The hell?
So what about like if people coming over, um, setting up a good life, but they still illegal, so they don't have to pay no taxes, but they got their nice house, found them a nice maybe, so they don't have to pay nothing, but then they get in trouble. Do they deserve due process? Because
No, they need to be deported.
pay tax.
They got to follow the process. I mean, it is what it is. You can't be over here doing all of that now.
Yeah, you can't just be over here living free. Like, no, you have
I think that's what some of the issue is with the illegals and all of that. Is some people is like they need to follow suit when they over here, not
to.
just come and then you look up 30 years, you still ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as becoming legal.
Yeah, I know now for them little preview,
And then
they could have
now,
become,
ain't none of them fixing to come out and follow no process. Because if they do, they go to the immigration office. They fixing to get deported back. So they fixing to be
right.
on the under. They not on the. They're gonna be low on the radar. They not gonna go to anything. That's just like I saw today where some guy. I'm gonna have to find the article. He saved a little girl. I can't remember what happened. And then I guess when the police officers and stuff got there and was asking him questions, why they deport him?
But saving somebody, that
He
shit
was
right there is
illegal,
crazy.
and they once he gave his information and his name, I guess they rented or whatever. But yeah, they arrested him or detained him, and took him to one of those little immigration centers or whatever. So
Yeah,
that's why I said it's gonna be people low on the radar. They not fixing to it's gonna be worse now.
so before this administration took over, I don't see why people weren't becoming legal. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I can understand the fear and trying to go through the proper procedures to become legal. But prior to this, you had opportunities to really go and legitimize yourself. Like why? But I don't know if they getting free taxes or hell they get benefits before we do, which is messed up. How you come over from
Mhm.
food stamps and I live here and I've been here my whole life and I don't qualify and you're not even a legal citizen. Like that's crazy.
Mhm.
But there
Yeah.
are a lot of Hispanic people that have come over here that really contribute to society. Half the damn construction people are, Hispanics. Like the
Yeah.
infrastructure of our country used to be built on black people. Now Hispanics come over because they want an opportunity and they just done built themselves up. Like it's a lot of people that contribute, but I understand
Mhm.
about the freeloading off the government. No, you can go back and then try to do it properly once
Yeah.
Trump is in the office anymore. Because don't try. Just for the next 4 years, don't even try.